When I want to know who's on an actual streak in the MLB, I'm certainly not scrolling through game logs one by one. Inside DataStreak, we created an MLB Streak Finder that puts all those hot streaks in one place. Props that have hit in as good as 18 straight games, 19 straight games, and even 20 straight games. And you can also filter by stat, line, direction, and sample size. This is a tool I use to build my MLB streak sheets to find players that have been hitting at 80%, even 100% of recent games. That way you can filter down the board each day and find where the real value is. Now let's hop over to my screen and I'll show you exactly how you can use this. I'm here inside the MLB Streak Finder, and I wanted a way that we could basically take the hundreds of players playing on any given day and filter it all down and find the players that are in the best spot based on basically 5 different factors. You're going to see here, we've got a bunch of different cards. We've got Vargas, Webb. Vargas is off to a crazy start to the season. He's actually a veteran and is putting together the best stretch of his career, really. So we'll see each player is going to have a quality score. And so for Vargas, you're going to see the prop here, whatever prop it is. You're able to filter the stat type, whatever stat you would like. And so for Vargas, the reason he's scored high is because he is on a 20-game hit streak. He's hitting 20 straight, pretty crazy. And he's playing the Chicago White Sox, who are ranked 20th versus hits. These team rankings are how this team defends that specific stat. So White Sox give up quite a lot of hits, not the best pitching staff or bullpen. And then we see head-to-head at home 4 for 4. So that means when he has played the White Sox at home, he's hit this prop in 4 of 4 games. So we're looking at how this player plays home or road. Let's see. So here, Waldron, we can see head-to-head away. That means at Colorado, he's hit this prop, whatever prop it is, in 2 of 2. We also show the rest. In the MLB, they're playing almost every single day, so the rest doesn't matter as much. These players are used to playing every single day. Other sports, we have this for all sports. It'll matter a little bit more because in the NBA, for example, you want to avoid players on a back-to-back, or not necessarily avoid, you just want to take it into account. And then the weather as well. So very important in baseball to know what the weather is. There's a crosswind at 8 miles an hour in Vargas's game. So if we ever want at any point to reference this and just double check that he's on a 20-game hit streak or all 20 of 20, we just click on breakdown. It's going to take you right to that player chart, and you can see he's gotten a hit in 20 straight games. If you want to look at other stats, you can here. Stats and also different positions he's in versus that opponent, home, road, all that. So you can do a lot of different things with this. We have players and we also have teams. You can click over for teams and it will show the team stats, but we're going to focus on players for this video. So we can pick stat type. Now I want to bring up a little tip in here about a lot of people like betting total bases. There's nothing wrong with betting total bases. Popular one is over 1.5 total bases. However, if you're going to bet total bases, start looking at hits plus runs plus RBIs. And the reason for that is because I can't tell you how many times in the past I bet total bases and the player ends up getting walked 2-3 times. And what you do when you bet hits plus runs plus RBIs is if that player gets walked, you don't throw away that at bat. You still have a chance for that player to score a run. So start looking at hits plus runs plus RBIs. If you haven't yet, if you play total bases, look at hits plus runs plus RBIs. It's definitely something good to look at. So Sal Frelick is the top player showing today for that. The reason he has a strong score today is because you see at home, he's only 45%, which you would think players play better at home, but there are actually a lot of players that play better on the road, and Frelick is one of them. In a way, he is 18 of 20 on this stat and just 9 of 20 at home. So that's why this tool is really helpful. It looks at that specific spot. You also see he has the hot tag, and any player that has the hot tag, that means they've hit it in 2 straight or 3 of their last 4. So you can kind of know. They'll also have cold tags. If they're cold and have missed it in a couple games in a row or have missed it 3 of last 4, it's going to flag that for you so you can avoid that. What I like to do as well is look at the opponent rank. So if you're going to be betting overs, you might want to look at weak opponents. And so we can click here. We can get all the weaker opponents for that day. Or if we're betting an under, we want to usually target stronger opponents versus whatever stat that is. If you want to change up the filters, you can. You can do main lines, alternative lines, tight odds, plus money, and a standard range. And I like to do custom range. I do minus 400 to around plus 200. Minus 400 is my floor because this is still a bettable prop if you pair it together with some other stuff. Head-to-head history, we can exclude bad head-to-head history. So we click here. It's going to take out any bad head-to-head history that we have. And we also can sort by quality score, hit rate versus opponent, head-to-head at the location, best payout first, easiest matchup, hardest matchup, all of that. And you also can sort by team. So you can click here and pick whatever team you want if you want to target a certain team. Now, something to note in this is not every single player is going to be in here because this is an algorithm. And if a player, for example, is kind of 50% both to the over and under, there's not really a strong indicator, they're not going to show up on here. So if you don't see a player on here, that's for a reason. If you want to search any player, you can up in the search bar and search any single player that you want. But this is really good at finding players in really good spots, both overs and unders for that day. I was set to overs, but we can also click here down to unders, and we can also do over under. So I've got a lot of filters on right now, so less are showing up. But you can change this however you want and filter it down for whatever spots you're looking at, whatever stat you're looking at for that day. So really useful tool to help you find really nice edges. So that's how I use the MLB Streak Finder each day to narrow down the board and find the real players that are in really good spots for that day. If you want to try this tool out for yourself, click the link in the description, create a free DataStreak account, play around with the Streak Finder along with all the other tools inside the platform.